great to have you here. I'm going to go straight to a tweet that I think you sent out in the last 24 hours. And I think you said that when it comes to COVID vaccines and big pharma, the cover-up is now worse than the crime. And I know I'm probably dropping you right in the middle of this, but I feel like once we start, it'll probably, work its way out to find your whole path to coming here. But, 5 years ago, did you ever think that you might be tweeting something just like that?
No, definitely not. And certainly not anything in relation to vaccines. Brian, I have been involved in this campaign to try and change the system that ultimately harms patients because of medical misinformation, a lot of it driven by pharmaceutical industry for quite a long time. But I never thought I'd get to a stage where I'd be attacking any vaccine, to be honest. For me, vaccines are like the holy grail in medicine. I put them in a very special place. Something that, a phrase a lot of people would associate with safe and effective. I swallowed that Kool-Aid. I still, to a large degree, do that for traditional vaccines, but certainly not this COVID vaccine, mRNA vaccine, absolutely not. And even not just that, even the AstraZeneca vaccine as well, which was effectively pulled in the summer of 2021 in most European countries because of these serious adverse effects on the cardiovascular system. So yeah, I never thought I'd be here.
It's weird because I got an engineering degree from MIT, and I think because I was surrounded by science my whole life, and I was in science fairs when I was a kid, and I was a programmer, I kind of just trusted the science as opposed to maybe the application of that science, in a legal way and in a safety way. And so coming into 2020, actually right when I interviewed Robert Kennedy in 2020, around in May, I was like, sign me up, I'm ready. I mean, vaccines have saved so many people and it's obviously a thing. And spending 90 minutes speaking to Robert Kennedy, and he walked me through, the legislation from '86 and just all of these facts that I never thought about. I really had to think hard about something I'd kind of blindly trusted and assumed it was effective. It seems like so many people are that way about something like a vaccine.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, if you look at, and we could come on to the World Health Organization. I think there's issues with the WHO, which I think again have got worse in terms of their independence over the years. But if you look at if you go to World Health Organization's website, they say that traditional vaccines are responsible globally for saving 4 to 5 million lives a year. And I think that probably has some validity, especially in the sort of more developing countries. Africa, India, etc. But again, I think we have blindly accepted that if it's a vaccine, it must be safe and effective. And I think we have to shift the conversation ultimately to saying, clearly this has been highlighted with COVID, all vaccines are clearly not the same. Rather than just being a black and white, I'm against vaccines, I don't, or I'm totally pro-vax. I think there's a middle ground here that we need to have a discussion on, a more nuanced discussion to get to the truth.
So you tweeted that today. If you could have the ears of 8 billion people in the world, what would you like to say to them? Right at this point in time, what's the most important thing to do? Is it to educate people on the dangers of this? Is it to stop all these COVID mRNA vaccines now for everybody until we know more? What do you think is the best thing to do?
Well, the current issue right now that we're facing is this, is the fact that this product has been delivered, pushed on millions, hundreds of millions of people, billions of people, if you like, around the world.
It's right? 5.3 billion have gotten a vaccine.
Which is very poor in its efficacy and has very common, or certainly not rare, serious side effects. And I concluded at the end of last year when I published this paper, which I spent quite a long time writing and going through a very rigorous peer review process, that it should be suspended and probably now, with what we know, should never have been approved in the first place. But I think if we take a step back to try and understand the roots of this problem, Brian, I would say that the one thing that I would, want everyone to know, and this may sound very controversial, but this comes from the person I call the Stephen Hawking of medicine, the most cited medical researcher in the world, John Ioannidis. If everybody just knew these few words to start with, You know, the barista in the coffee shop, the taxi driver, you know, the cleaner, the doctor, the nurse, if they knew from this position, they started from this position, that most medical research findings are false, if everybody knew that, then we could start to change the system for the better.
Man, that's a scary statement.
Yeah, well, that's from John Ioannidis and a paper he published in PLOS One in 2006. That was a title. In fact, it's the most downloaded research scientific paper in the history of medicine.
So Jim Rickards has just recorded a video that's not available to anyone in the public, and he's going to be talking about how this upcoming recession is going to be fast, it's going to be bloody, it's going to be nasty. But at the same time, he's going to show you how you can position yourself to profit from all of this chaos. Now, we've made this video only available to our viewers. Go to londonreal.tv/Jim. Watch that immediately. I can't say enough good things about Jim Rickards. He understands the global economic system better than any guest I've ever had on London Real. His predictions are almost uncannily true, and you can learn how to profit from his vision, from his expertise, and his understanding of economics. So go to londonreal.tv/Jim or click the link below. It's an excellent, excellent look on what's going to happen in the future and how you can position yourself to profit from that. Jim is one of the best in the business, one of my favorite guests on London Real, and he's very, very good at predicting the future and showing us all to profit from it. So click the link, and I hope you enjoy. Hey, do you want to profit from crypto? Then join my DeFi Academy. The Crypto DeFi Academy will help you create generational wealth. But don't take my word for it. Listen to my students.
When I first got into crypto, I remember thinking to myself, I need to learn more. Brian Rose, learning crypto, learning DeFi, gotta do it.
I am so grateful that I jumped in and did this. I had to break through some limiting beliefs that I can do this, that I can afford this, that I can be in this.
It challenges the things that are deeply rooted within us.
Joining DeFi Academy has been one of the best decisions I have made on my blockchain journey.
This course was a life changer, a game changer, a huge eye-opener, coming from knowing practically nothing at the speed of the learning over 4 weeks was just fantastic.
The information you provided in this class was invaluable.
I feel far more confident in my next steps.
You took complex concepts and made them easier to understand.
What's different than so many other ones is it just doesn't tell you what to do. It actually makes you do it.
This is for people who are serious about becoming traders. This is the way it should be done.
I realized from this learning experience again that it is not about what you learn, but about who you learn it from.
The energy was insane. I've never experienced such incredible energy on a live call. Brian Rose, you are a legend, my friend.
It's the only thing in the market where you can get all information and learn everything what you need to know.
Everything is so clear and so well done, and I'm just forever grateful for this program.
It made me feel so much more confident about crypto than I did before.
I did not anticipate how passionate I was going to become about it.
It's also been like a big learning experience for me, not just in the crypto space, but just in overall balance of life.
What I've learned is, how to take ownership, of my life in a way that I really hadn't before.
Yeah, you can't put a price on that, really.
I would recommend it to anybody, top notch.
Excellence does not come cheap. So if you want excellence, you gotta pay for it, but it's so worth it.
Pull the trigger. That's what this course is about.
You're not going to regret it, really. It's amazing.
Thank you, Brian and team.
So what are you waiting for? Crypto is happening now. Click the link below, submit your application, and let me mentor you on how to create generational wealth and build the decentralized financial infrastructure of the future.